Supergods by Grant Morrison. This is a book I've read 4 or 5 times over the last kind of decade plus. It is my favorite single volume history of superheroes, um, written by Grant Morrison, who is a very renowned comic book writer. He wrote All Star Superman. He also did some great work with Marvel, especially with X-Men, and had some really interesting ideas, really interesting takes on mutants and stuff like that. He tends to write. He has a very recognizable style. He tends to write this kind of psychedelic, mind bending type stuff. He also wrote Final Crisis, which, which if you've read that, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, no, Supergods is really. I mean, it's valuable for a lot of reasons. One thing I really liked is that since Morrison himself is so influential and he's had so many run-ins with various people, he's had so many kind of really interesting anecdotes that he recounts here. Sometimes quite juicy, because of his various rivalries that he's had with like Alan Moore, who wrote Watchmen, and various kind of pleasant and not so pleasant run-ins he's had with people across the DC and Marvel comics kind of space in general. So he recounts all that in quite a bit of detail, and those are really some of the most interesting parts. And it's also kind of autobiographical. This book, like it's sort of about his life, and then also kind of pop culture as a whole. And he blends that really well, actually, and specifically comics pop culture, obviously. So he blends those two sides of the narrative really well, and he also has a very sensible, I think, reappraisal of Watchmen, which tends to get a huge amount of credit and is sometimes treated as, maybe being more literary than it deserves. And I think he makes quite a good case for that being true. I think he makes a pretty solid, makes some pretty solid points for why maybe we should take it down a peg or two, while still, it deserving its praise. So I don't want to go on for too long, but I'm going to show you the table of contents here so you can pause and take a look if that interests you. All right, and here. So yeah, check it out.